Welcome to the woods on a sunny day. It was pouring down with rain yesterday, sunny the day before. I dare say tomorrow will be torrential. You never know what it's gonna do. But for today, it seems like they've turned the good weather machine on. We've got a cracking day. And I want to cover a couple of different subjects. Over the last 2 years, it's been quite a strange time. 3 years ago, you, me, and just about everyone on this planet went through probably the largest global event ever. And I'll quantify that. I can't think of another event where every single nation, government, organisation were all affected and involved. And just a short time after this event, most people I see on a daily basis going about their everyday lives act like it never happened. And part of me understands that. Part of me understands that they've put it away. They've put it in a box and stuck it in a corner of their mind somewhere, glad to be able to get on with what they class as normality. Only it's not normal. It hasn't gone back to normal. In fact, from that time until now, everything is changing, little bit by little bit. And on this channel, and on many, many others, you would have seen these changes globally. You would have seen what happened to the farmers in the Netherlands. You would have heard about the excess deaths in the UK and most of Europe. You would have heard of 15-minute cities and 20-minute neighbourhoods. You would even have seen in the mainstream media news about central bank digital currencies. You could hardly have missed the arrival of AI and ChatGPT, and how that has already started to have major impacts on business and social structures. So things are not the same. Things have taken a huge leap. I'm not even going to say forward. They've taken a huge leap in some direction. A direction that has already been planned for, was on the books way before 3 years ago. Maybe waiting for technology just to reach the right point where it can start to be put into practice. And I've discussed in numerous videos where I think this leads. And it's not great. It's not good for you and me. what I found frustrating is trying to organise, even in my own head, logical steps that can be taken to be resilient and to be able to avoid what they have planned. I don't want to be using digital currency. I don't want to be restricted to a 15-minute area. I certainly don't buy into their ethos of you will own nothing and be happy. Because, I'll be honest with you, there have been times in my life where I've owned very little and had very little. And there have been times in my life where I've owned quite a lot. And out of the two, I'd rather own more. And I'm not being materialistic. I'm being completely honest here. I've had jobs with other people, working for other people, working for companies, and they've been okay. But I enjoyed it more when I owned my own business. I can take a taxi, a bus, and a train to reach nearly any destination I want. But it's much more enjoyable to drive my own car. And I've lived in rented accommodation, I've lived in one room, I've lived in bedsits and flats. And I much preferred owning my own home. And now I understand I'm in an enviable position where I own my own woodland and I built my own home. I own it and I enjoy that. It's nice. And over the last 2 years, I've personally helped, I think we're up to 20 now, or I'm helping the 20th. Individuals, families, do exactly the same thing. So that's 20 families who own their own land. That gives them options, that gives them security, that gives them enjoyment, that gives them something that can't be taken away. Brings them closer to nature and a different way of living. And I'm also working with groups of people that want to do similar things and for similar reasons. A lot of people recognised what's happening. A lot of people see what's happening and don't want to take part in it. And understand that through ownership of land, they have an option. They certainly have more options than the people that don't. And through groups of people working together, we build community and we can do more things together than we can individually. And that's kind of going to lead on to the next two topics. You see, my path here was long and winding, and most of you have heard it. I was involved in politics, I was involved in groups trying to change things for many years. And in the end, I came to this conclusion, which for me, this was the best option. And as I said, I've helped others do the same. But I have people speaking to me daily and there is an issue. And the issue is cost. The issue is finance. And this is by design. They want to keep you broke. They want to keep you at survival level so that you can't move forward, that you don't have options. And I've been thinking about things that we could do to help our situation. I mentioned in a previous video about large corporations buying up woodland, actually all land, which pushes the prices up, puts it out of reach of most people. They're buying woodland, especially, so they can offset their carbon footprint. Or they'll clear that woodland and chip it, sell it to a power company. They don't want to look after it. They're not buying it for any ethical reasons. And I would love dearly to save as much of this woodland and our meadows, pasture lands from these large global corporations. But I'm not in a position to do that. So, over the next 2 weeks, with the help of a few people, I will be putting together a website which will concentrate on 2 things. It will be called the Woodlander Initiative, and it's split in 2 directions. One is to purchase land, and 2 is to help people start their own business. Again, something I'm contacted about regularly. And I've lost count of the amount of times people have come to me with an idea, and it's a good idea. Or they've started a business and they want to progress, they want to invest in it, but they haven't got the funds. And the banks don't want to know. And if they do, then the loan is charged at an extortionate interest rate. And I think there's space there to help these people. So what I want to do is to start a private members club. And I want to buy land that we can use. That we can use to grow food. That we can use to go camping. That we can use for whatever purpose we see fit. We'll own it as a club. All members will have access. And I want this land to be throughout the whole country. And I want to be in a position where we can help people start their own business. Where if they need a few £100 or 1,000 to help them buy some tools, then we can do that. And we won't charge interest. And in return, the money is paid back over an agreed period, and a discount offered on their goods and services for club members. And these are lofty plans and a large scale operation, and I'm going to need help. But I think it's worthwhile. And the reason I want to start this is because if we don't do anything, nothing changes. We'll be overtaken by what they've got planned and what's coming, and we'll have no options. The land you see around you will be owned by huge global corporations. You won't be allowed there. They'll take away your car. The only money you'll have will be programmable digital currency. Unless we start to put things in place now. And I'm not thinking small scale. If we had 1,000 members, which isn't that many, and everyone put £1,000 in over a couple of years, that would give us £1 million. That would give us the ability to buy plots of woodland, meadowland, pasture land. That would give us an opportunity to allow people to start small holdings, to start farming, to take back control. That would give us enough money to be able to help people start their own business. Because as much as these global parasites want to shut everything down, we can still keep going. And together, we are much more powerful. We can achieve much more together than we can individually. Now, I can only work this in my country, but I see no reason why this can't be started in throughout the whole of Europe. So if you're listening from another country and you think this is a good idea, drop me a message, leave a comment. In fact, all of you leave a comment. This is the idea, and I'm still finalising how it can be done. But I think a private members club where all the members would jointly own the land. We may issue shares. So we'd have 1 million shares issued at the beginning. Each share is worth £1. You would all have access to it. and it's a beginning. And it's not that difficult to see. You know, buying your own land, a small 5-acre plot of woodland is £50,000-60,000. It's a large chunk of change for the individual to find. But as I've just said, if we had 1,000 members and each one could manage over a few years to put in £1,000, 1,000, that would give us £1 million. We could buy hundreds of acres of woodland, meadow, pasture land, and we could help the people that want to work that land, that want to retain it for what it is. I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. As I finalise how I'd like to move forward with these 2 initiatives, I'll keep you informed. Once the website's up and running, I'll post it on here so you can all go and have a look and read through the information. As is always the case, making big changes starts with a few people. Grand ideas, mighty oaks from little acorns. Leave a comment, share the video where you can. YouTube has kind of flattened anything I do at the moment, which is understandable, I get it. More and more people being deplatformed again, shadow banned, no traffic to the channel. So do what you can, folks. And as I finalise these ideas, I'll keep you up to date. Speak to you soon.